Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're looking at something, well, really quite special. It's an object that sits right at the intersection of high-tech precision and really ancient artistry. We're going to uncover some genuinely surprising things, maybe a few aha moments about the Credor Goldfeather Tourbillon, the GBCF999. We've got some great sources here, really detailed stuff on this unique watch.
Yeah, and our mission really is to unpack all those layers. We want to help you understand not just what it is, but, why it's considered such a pinnacle of watchmaking, of art, even sort of cultural philosophy. It's about getting into the craftsmanship, the cultural meaning, the engineering inside it.
Okay, so where do we start with something like this? It feels pretty complex. Maybe the brand itself, Credor, it's not a name everyone knows. I hear it called a connoisseur's brand. What does that actually mean?
That's a great place to start, yeah. A connoisseur's brand basically means it's known and really loved by a smaller, dedicated group, collectors, enthusiasts. Think of it as like a hidden gem inside the bigger Seiko Corporation. Credor is Seiko's absolute top tier. It's where they blend traditional Japanese craft with the very best in watchmaking art.
Seiko's finest expression, then. And it's not new, right? Founded way back in '74 as a Seiko subsidiary. And the name Credor sounds quite grand. Any story there?
Oh, absolutely. Credor comes from the French Credor. It means pinnacle of gold. And that really says it all about their focus. They're known for using precious metals, rare materials. You see a lot of gold, platinum, although sometimes steel or titanium too.
Pinnacle of gold. That's a high standard. Does that mean everything is gold or platinum? Or is it more about the philosophy? Because they've made some incredible pieces over the years, stuff like the Einstein II, super clean, or the Node Spring Drive Minute Repeater. And didn't Gerald Genta design one for them, the locomotive? That got some buzz recently. So they have this rich history. Where does this Goldfeather Tourbillon fit in?
Right. They have this amazing, almost under-the-radar history.
Yeah.
But what's cool is how they keep innovating. The Goldfeather collection itself is actually really recent, launched just in 2023. It's specifically their line for ultra-thin mechanical watches. So this GBCF 999, it's like the crown jewel of that new collection. It builds on the history, but it's very much forward-looking.
Interesting. So building on that history, let's talk about the watch itself. The
Yeah.
case, it's described as having elegant simplicity. What does that look like?
Yeah.
It really does have that quality. The case is made from this beautiful, refined 950 platinum, and the size is, well, quite discreet. 38.6 millimeters wide and only 8.6 millimeters thick. Very thin. It has that classic Credor look, clean lines, very elegant.
But with little details that make it special. I read something about a small step between the bezel and lugs, creating an airy profile.
Exactly. It's a subtle touch, but it visually lightens the watch, makes it seem less solid, almost like it floats a bit on the wrist, enhances the elegance. And then you have the small details, like the knurled pull-out crown with the Credor logo, domed sapphire crystal on top, flat sapphire on the case back, so you get a great view of the dial and the movement.
Okay, let's talk about that dial, because the sources call it a true masterpiece.
Yeah.
That sounds like an understatement, honestly.
It really is where the magic happens. The main dial, first off, it's slightly curved,
Wow.
and it's finished with this deep, deep black urushi lacquer. Gives it an incredible depth. And then the main event, this large flock of birds. But they're not painted. They're inlaid into the dial.
Inlaid. Okay. Using these traditional Japanese techniques, right? Raiden, maki, curicane. Can you break those down?
Sure. So Raiden is where they use tiny, thin pieces of mother of pearl, inlaying them carefully. Gives you those flashes of iridescence. Maki is fascinating. It's sprinkling gold powder or sometimes silver onto the lacquer while it's still wet. Creates these shimmering, almost textured effects. Then curicane, that's cutting incredibly fine lines or shapes out of gold leaf or plate and applying them meticulously. Put them all together here and you get this incredible scene. It's meant to capture the mesmerizing dance of a flock of birds in full flight.
Wow. Yeah, mesmerizing is the right word. Like a tiny dynamic sculpture. And how do you actually tell the time amidst all this artistry?
Well, the time telling itself is kept elegantly simple. Just central gold hour and minute hands. They have a faceted profile, very clean. And then over on the left side, you see the tourbillon escapement. It's visible through an aperture, and it hangs under this beautifully shaped, open-worked gold bridge. Almost looks like it's floating there, too.
And the description of that aperture, it sounds amazing. Like a radiant ensemble of gold dots, as if it's a sunset making the birds fly off.
Exactly. See, it's not just a technical feature dropped in. It's woven into the story, into the art. It's like this dramatic sunset setting the scene. Even the Credor and Goldfeather logos are done in raised Makey, not just printed. It's all integrated. And what's really profound here isn't just that they use these old techniques, it's how this commitment to slow, handmade art kind of challenges our modern ideas about high-tech speed and efficiency. It makes you stop and think about where real value comes from. Is it perfect machine replication, or is it this deep human touch?
That's a great point. It elevates it beyond just a luxury item. So incredible dial, what's making it all tick? Let's flip it over metaphorically and look at the movement.
Yeah.
The caliber 6850.
Right, the caliber 6850. It's in-house, manually wound, and fully visible through that sapphire caseback. It's an evolution of an earlier movement, the 6830, but made even thinner and more efficient. What's really neat is you can see the tourbillon cage spinning from the back as well as the front. And functionally, they improved it to bigger mainspring, bigger barrel, so it gets a good 60-hour power reserve.
60 hours is solid, but there's something really unusual about the layout, isn't there? The whole movement is sort of pushed off to one side in the case. Why do that?
Yes. That's a fascinating choice, isn't it? It is offset. And the reason is purely artistic, really. It makes space on the movement plate itself for this amazing greenish-blue feather.
A feather on the movement. Wow. And made with the same techniques, Radin and Maki.
Exactly. It links the back to the front visually and artistically.
But the color, that specific greenish blue. I read something quite surprising about where that comes from.
You probably did. It's one of the most interesting details. That color isn't pigment. It comes from the shell of a yakugai. That's a type of green turban snail. They use tiny pieces of this shell for the Radin inlay on the feather. And that's not just, a cool material choice. It taps to this deep Japanese aesthetic concept called shizen. It's about reverence for nature, using natural materials, appreciating their inherent beauty. And here it's integrated right into the mechanics. That's the real aha moment, I think. It's a philosophy made tangible. And then the rest of the movement plate isn't just plain. It's hand-engraved with this radial feather pattern inspired by the primary flight feathers of birds, the ones that actually generate lift.
A snail shell color on a move engraved like a bird's wing. There's just layers upon layers, connecting nature and mechanics in such a thoughtful way. Incredible. Really shows their dedication. What else stands out about the finishing?
Well, the whole package is just, impeccably done.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So let's wrap up with the maybe more practical but still very luxurious final touches, the strap, the clasp.
Right. So it comes on a stitchless black crocodile leather strap. Very sleek. And the clasp is a triple folding one made from 950 platinum and 900 platinum with a push-button release. And crucially, this is extremely exclusive. It's a limited edition of just 10 pieces worldwide.
Only 10, wow. And the price reflects that, I imagine.
It does. The retail price is EUR 190,000.
Okay, so definitely entering the realm of wearable art, not just a timepiece. For the most discerning collectors, I guess. That snail shell detail. I mean, when I first read that, it really hit a pause. It's just so unexpected for a luxury watch.
It really is. And I think pulling back, this whole deep dive shows us the Goldfeather Tourbillon isn't just a watch. It's, like you said, wearable art. It's a canvas for these incredible traditional Japanese skills. It's a feat of really meticulous engineering, and it tells a story.
It absolutely does. I keep thinking about that snail shell, the sunset aperture for the tourbillon, the bird flight motif carrying through even to the movement engraving. It's so deeply integrated. And learning about it connects all these different things, ancient art, micromechanics, even biology. So what does this all mean for you listening? When you look at something like this Credor Goldfeather Tourbillon, well, what does it really tell us about that ultimate chase for perfection, maybe? Where these ancient hands-on crafts meet the absolute cutting edge of tiny mechanics to make something. Well, something truly transcendent. Maybe think about how that blend of technical skill and artistic soul reflects bigger ideas about culture, about innovation, and about what we truly value.